Hi, Sachii here, and today I am going to do another painting. And this one, it's hard to say if this is actually funny. It was really terrifying at the time. My dad thinks it's funny, but regardless, let's begin. So yesterday was, as everyone knows, it was 4th of July for Americans. So naturally, I kind of celebrated it. I and watching the fireworks from my backyard made me remember an incident that happened to me on New Year's when I was about 4 years old. So at the time, we must have been living in Korea. So this was one of the rare times I was actually at home in Hawaii, visiting family. So yeah, so we came back to visit family, and one thing, if you're unfamiliar with Asian cultures, is that New Year's is very big on fireworks. So, we spent quite a bit of money, if I remember correctly, on fireworks itself. And so the youngest of my cousins, was just I was just pretty excited because in Korea only professionals can really use fireworks unless you live in the countryside, but we didn't. We lived in one of the bigger cities. So as a result, we came to Hawaii, and fireworks are pretty much just like, it's almost a staple on these occasions. So we sorry, trying to find a color. We'll use blue because I don't actually remember what color this car was. Okay. So we ended up just, lighting fireworks, doing things or whatnot, and I was kind of a scared 4-year-old, to be honest. I didn't really I was kind of nervous, but my cousin was like, no, you should try this, and eventually I did. Eventually I opened up, and this is probably not the color of the police car, but anyway, and for those of you in Hawaii can kind of, or has any knowledge of Hawaii, probably understands where this is going. If you don't, it's fine, just go along for the ride. I know that this is probably not the right color for the police car, but regardless, we're gonna have fun. So then, were my cousin's just telling me, why don't you just light some sparklers? So eventually I give in, and my hair was my hair was a complete mess. It was more of a mess than it is now, because my mom and sister, they both have really straight hair. I don't, and so that's why my hair always it looks a complete mess, because I don't know how to handle it. It doesn't even know what it does with itself, to be completely honest. But anyway, so my cousin is telling me, hey, do this, and so I'm like, okay, I start getting more comfortable with the idea of lighting fireworks in my front yard, because we'll call it my front yard because it was my grandma's front yard, whatnot. So yeah, I get more comfortable with the idea of lighting fireworks in my grandma's front yard. And I'm just lighting, someone else is obviously holding the very dangerous stuff, but I'm, just holding it. And at the time, I'm just holding, sparklers. Because, again, nervous kid, all this stuff. But anyway, so there comes a point in time where I'm just like, you know what? I want to try throwing a firework. And so I do. And again, this doesn't look like a police car, but it is. It's... Okay, so let me I just completely... Honestly, these are just, I could put more time into this. I really could. But this is more for me to just, get some paintings out than anything. I can probably do more detailed paintings in the future. Just, again, right now, the purpose of this is simply to get some paintings out. Anyway, so I throw a firework, and I can't remember what it was. It definitely wasn't a Roman candle. But I threw a firework at a police car that was driving. And now we know why I have anxiety issues. So anyway, happy 4th everyone. Please don't throw fireworks at police cars. It doesn't end well. My father happened to be either a classmate or really good friend of the policeman. He got out of the car, came up to me, like showed his handcuffs and was like, "Hey kid, Happy New Year." And of course I was shitting my pants. And he tapped me on the head and said hi to my dad and then went on his merry way. So yeah, hope you have a good day.